Welcome to Bookbibuli podcast. We have a young blogger with us today. Let's get Ananya Shankar on board.
Hi everyone, I'm Ananya Shankar. I'm 18 years old. I have been born and brought up in the city of Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh, India. I have featured in multiple anthologies, like my poetries have featured in many anthologies like Conversations, Blooming in the Moonlight, etc. I also run my own blog at WordPress, that is www.theloveforpoetry.wordpress.com. I also like to paint, so for that I have an Instagram art account at avid.aesthete. Very shameless plugin, but please follow it. So I post all of my paintings over there only. I also like to sing, so I post covers on YouTube and Instagram too. I do a little bit of photography as well, so that all of the pictures and everything is on that Instagram page as well. So yeah, that's who I am.
Thanks, Ananya. You're quite into a lot of things. Tell us, what's your blog about?
Okay, so I started it in the year 2020 when, the pandemic had just started and everyone was like just inside their homes. So in 2020, yeah, I started. It's a poetry blog. Like almost all of the posts that I have made are poetry, like are in the form of poetry. So I like to share my experiences. Like most of my writings are inspired by my experiences. So you will find like blogs about mountains, about love, about sadness, about hope, about racism and all that stuff. So yeah, I really like my blog personally.
All right. You're your favorite reader then. Since you started out young, what would you say had inspired you back then?
Okay, so my inspiration, like it might be like weird to like just say, but I am not inspired by any like person. I am, as I told you, I'm inspired by my experiences or the things that happen around me. Like I started writing in grade 8 and I just started writing, and since then I have not stopped. So, and at that point of time I don't think that I was like following artists or great writers. I feel like I am my own inspiration and I mean I have like inherited a lot of all of the like talent from my parents and my family. I feel like whatever happens around me I just write about it. So I mean it's hysterical, but I'm I'm like I really like this attribute that like if you do me good I'll make content out of it, if you do me bad I'll make content out of it. So it's like since I sing and paint and write, so all of my emotions and all of my experiences are like just reflected through my art. And so like that's just how like I create um like any piece of art. That's just who I am. So I just finished this The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, and I must say that The Diary of a Young Girl is such a beautiful memoir. Like it just moved me in so many ways. It pulled strings of my heart in so many ways that I cannot, it's hard to elucidate. Like it's so beautiful.
Indeed, a great writing of all times. Ananya, did you start out with poetry or you got caught up later?
Okay, so I have been writing poetry since the very beginning. I like to write like essays and write ups and all that stuff, but I like writing poetry the most. I feel like I'm able to express in a very like in a better manner when it comes to poetry. I would just say that it was a very exhilarating experience to just get a book, like physically you see a book and you can just see your name over there with your work. It's a very beautiful feeling. So I was in the management and PR sort of team. So was like, it had some like very extremely very like equally talented peers and an exceptionally smart and intellectual teacher. She was Ma'am Abbasi. So she herself was a published writer, and so she gave us this really amazing opportunity to be like a part of this organization called Arz Hai. It's based in Allahabad. It's a pan India organization, but it is based in Allahabad. So she was a part of it. So they were like publishing at that point of time. So she sent us this link, and we had to like send in our work, and if it got selected, then it would be there in that book called Conversations. So, and it was not a typical book, it was not about poetry, it was in the form of dialogue. So there were like imaginary speakers. You like, we had to imagine that there were two people or multiple people who were talking, and in that form we had to send in our entries. And like luckily three all of my three entries got selected, and my work got published. So that's how my first work got published. And I think if she wouldn't have given me that opportunity, I don't think I would have, I would have started, like these few things actually encouraged me to write more and more. And then my second work was issue 6 of Quillopia. It's a literary magazine based in Delhi, called Amour Propre. Okay, I messed it. It's a French word. Which basically means love of oneself. So I got featured in that. The poem was called A Beginning. Then I got featured in Blooming in the Moonlight. Then I got featured in Resonating Words of Emptiness by Dreamer's Shelf. It's a publisher. Uh, then I got published in Ray of Hope. Then there is one more book that is about to come, which is again in collaboration with Arz Hai. The name of the book is Cry Like a Man. So yeah, that's awaited.
Very nice. Congratulations. You own all of it very nicely. And quick question I have for you, Ananya. Do you want to make a career out of writing?
Okay, so when we're talking about career, so for me, I don't think that I'm currently focused to be a writer, because I got into engineering. I feel like I'm happy that I'm in a great college like JIIT. It's hard to get into it. Um, so yeah, but when we talk about like writing as a career, I don't think that right now I am in a position to say that okay, I can pursue writing as my career. Right now I want to be a successful engineer, like for now. The basic reason for writing, like for not choosing writing, is that it has no monetary benefits. Like I am somebody who feels that money definitely cannot buy happiness, but money can buy you a lot of other things. To live a life, to live a peaceful, content life, I think one needs money. Like that is one thing that always there in my head whenever I'm thinking as a student to take writing as a career. It's my passion. I love writing, but it doesn't have money, and you need money to be independent in general in life. So for now, I think it's a no as a career. But if I'm able to earn money side by side while I'm pursuing engineering, I think that would also be fine. But I think again, beginning is always like very hard.
Yeah, I understand. Freelancing is always an option though. So, moving on. Ananya, any upcoming publications you got?
Talking about the book that is about to release, that is Cry Like a Man. We're talking about the issue that men also like have emotions, and even they get hurt, and we are living in an era of feminism, and so when we are talking about women rights and all of the things that deal with women, I think we need to talk about men as well. And that book is about that only, that okay, even men can get hurt and men can also cry, like all of the, all of the aspects that are considered to be very, feminine, can also like all those things can exist in a man as well. And I'm really proud to be a part of such a great like concept. So yeah, that's what like currently I'm in, and I'm really waiting for that book to be out.
Well, that's great. All the very best. Ananya, this is probably going to be the last one since Bookbibuli focuses on book guidance. What do you think of book guidance as a requirement?
Okay, so talking about Bookbibuli, I really want to thank Richa ma'am and Megha ma'am for actually, having me on this podcast. I feel so grateful, like eternally thankful to you all that like you considered me to be a part of this amazing, initiative. Um, so yeah, I mean, the website, everything about Bookbibuli is so attractive, so nice. I think as a child, I think I still consider myself like I'm young enough. So the website is so attractive. It has so many books. It's so colorful, you know. And as a platform, I think it's a very great, as I said, it's a very great initiative for young minds, because especially for Indian children, uh, to be very precise, because I think our education system actually is not, it doesn't really emphasizes on the importance of reading. And this, I think this platform actually promotes reading. I think this platform will go way ahead, it because it the idea behind it is so beautiful. Like there are so many reviews, overviews, there are so many different parameters which every book follows. I think if I myself, I'm 18 years old, I'll be turning 19 next month. I myself, I have read reviews for books like The Fault in Our Stars and all of those books. I read it. So and they are really good, very informative, very it's been written in such a manner that it's very easily accessible. That's the one thing that I really like about Bookbibuli as a platform. So yeah, I mean, I'm very grateful that I was given this opportunity to be a part of all of this. And thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, you did all right, girl. Thanks again for being a part of this podcast. Thank you.